Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. Appreciate everybody joining the webinar today. I'm Tony Butler. I'm one of the life sales directors here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. And with me, I have Kip Walker, who is with Mutual Trust Life. And what we're going to be talking about today is single premium life solutions for you, the advisors. But before we get started, wanted to talk about a couple of things or a few things that we offer here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. A lot of advisors I talk to, new advisors, always ask what separates IAMS from other IMOs or FMOs. So, gonna tell you. First off, for new producers, we do have new producer builders bonus, and that's based on production that you provide. So if you're a new producer, and as you see here, there are 5 different levels. So depending on what you're producing, there are additional specs, if you will, for the advisors, whether it's mailing pieces, marketing dollar reimbursement. We also offer lead pieces as well as a Ritz-Carlton trip. So if you have any questions regarding new producers builders, please do not hesitate to give us a call. Be more than happy to go into that in greater detail. We also have the IAMS Business Builders. This is a referral bonus for our advisors. So if you do refer an advisor to us and they get appointed with any of the carriers that we work with, we do provide you a $50 one-time bonus. Any subsequent business that they write with any of those carriers, we do also offer the referring agent additional incentive bonuses as well, as you see here. Again, any questions on our IAMS Business Builders, please do not hesitate to give us a call. We also offer back office support. So we want you to work smarter, not harder. So whether it's business building tools that we provide for you, case design assistance, which means life and annuity quote assistance, we can help you with that. We also offer paperless contracting for you, the advisor. So we want to help you be efficient in what it is that you do on a daily basis. We also have a 24/7 website, which is www.iamsinc.com. On that website, a plethora of information and tools available for you, whether it's sales tools, if you're a life agent, you need a term or universal life quote, you can do that from our website. Forms can be accessed on our website. We also offer e-apps through our website. Now, from a life insurance perspective, we have 2 platforms that you can utilize. One of which is iGo e-app solutions, which you can access through our website. The other is Firelight. If you have not registered for Firelight, I would strongly suggest you give us a call. We can help you get registered with Firelight. And as you see here, these are the carriers that you can submit electronic applications through the Firelight platform. The majority of our annuity carriers are on Firelight, and we do have some life carriers as well on Firelight. So again, if you haven't registered, I strongly suggest that you do so. It's a lot easier and a lot quicker to do those e-applications. We also offer creative marketing solutions for you. So whether it's turnkey, agency, or digital solutions, we can provide assistance in that area. So if you need handouts, newsletters, or postcards, logo business cards, say logo designs, I should say. If you're looking to get into the digital marketing space, we can help with your personal website, any digital marketing solutions, online newsletters, things of that nature. So if any of this interests you, I strongly suggest that you reach out to your sales director, and what we can do is called a marketing analysis. It takes about 20-30 minutes to kind of do a deep dive into your business as far as what you're currently doing, what you're looking to do. Give us about a week or so and we can come back with a nice comprehensive business plan for you that could include some of these, if not all of these. We also offer the IAMS Wealth Management team. For your higher net worth clients, Charles Jr. and his team can speak to you in regards to some opportunities there. We've definitely seen them increase the advisor's revenue, help improve client retention, and strengthen those relationships. So give those guys a call. Life and Annuity Academy. I know with the current pandemic, we hadn't done this in about a year and a half, and we had our first Life Annuity Academy here a few months ago, and we have another one coming up with North American. It's going to be in Des Moines. It's going to be April 6th through April 8th. As you see here, it's a 2-day training, which includes discussions as far as sales ideas and strategies. We talk about large life case marketing, both annuities and life insurance is going to be a topic of discussion, and I believe we're going to have breakoff groups for both life and annuities. So if you're interested in the Life and Annuity Academy, if you haven't seen that, or if you have and you haven't registered, I do have a polling question I'm going to pop up here. If you could respond to that, I'll definitely get some more information out to you on that. So let me launch that real quick. If you can respond to that real quick. And I'll give everybody a few seconds to decide what they want to do, but definitely for those of you that are interested in that, make sure to reach out to you for more information. I'll leave this up for a few more seconds and then we'll close this down. All right, looks like everybody that is going to respond has responded. So we'll go ahead and close that down. And lastly, here we have our exclusive cruise getaway. Qualification periods, as you see, is from December 1st of 2020 all the way up until June 30th of this year. As you see here, there's a list of cities, countries that we're going to see on this cruise. This is our top producer summit. We've got quite a few agents already qualified for this. So if you're interested on where you're at in terms of qualifying for the trip, or you need more information on how to qualify, we can definitely answer those questions for you. Just give us a call. And with that, Kip, you there?
I'm here. Sorry about that. I was muted. Sorry.
Okay. You scared me. I thought I was there for a second. All right. I am going to switch this over to you and make you the presenter.
All right.
There you go.
All right. And you should see my screen.
Yes, we do.
All right. Thanks, Tony, for having me today. And it's always a pleasure to work with IAMS and work with you and talk to all you great people out there. So today we are talking about single premium in particular. This is becoming a very exciting area for mutual trust. A lot of carriers are kind of getting away from the single premium space, and we're doing no such thing. Even before that started to happen, mutual trust had an extremely competitive single premium. I was told by more than a few of you out there that couldn't beat the mutual trust Horizon Legacy, which is what we're going to focus on today. Here's a little hello from our compliance people. So there you go. A little bit about mutual trust, if you're not familiar with us. Been around since 1904, sorry, and have focused particularly on participating whole life insurance. We do have term products as well. We have a 10, 15, 20, and 30-year term. Typically not going to show up at the top of a spreadsheet for price, but meant to provide a way to get your clients covered with the appropriate amount of coverage and then convert to whole life later on. And we do have a 10-year that does tend to show up, though, pretty high on the list. We have been around, as I said, since 1904, and we're a very, standalone, small, scrappy, insurgent little company, doing very well. We had 4 times the capital we needed, 5 times the capital we needed at the time, and we were A- rated, which was, a bit annoying. And we were told by the rating agencies that because we were too small, we were not going to get that A rating. And plus you couple that with the interest rate environment that we have been in for the last 30 years, bear market and interest rates, and it was tough going. So in 2015, right at the end, we decided to merge with another mutual company, Pan American. I had never heard of Pan American, but they're a great company, a larger company, very well known in the Central and South America markets. Wherever they are participating in, they are first or second in their market share, and they are well known, like Prudential is well known here. They're a household name in South America and in the Hispanic community here. So they have a lot of interesting products. They were very heavily focused internationally, and they needed to balance that out. They needed to balance their portfolio out. So they have a choice to make. They could build a life distribution channel in the United States, or they could go out and find a company that was a good fit with them. And so Mutual Trust was that company. And now we make up roughly 25% of Pan American's overall business. They have a very strong international group business and a very strong international life business and strong domestic group business. And now we are that life distribution channel. This merger was textbook, and I've been through mergers where the acquiring company takes the assets and sends a lot of people home. And that is not what happened here. They have actually grown the employee footprint at our location in Oak Brook, Illinois, where Mutual Trust has been for a very long time. And we really were able to use our synergies to make each company better than the individual parts. And so Mutual Trust ended up growing as a result mostly as a result of this merger, about 15% compounded annually right after the merger, 2016 through 2019, until everything hit the fan. But again, doing very well and weathering this storm well, and even back up to about where we were in 2019. So things are going fantastic. And part of the reason was, to give you an example of the synergies, is Pan American has a fantastic investment division. They're top 10% performance-wise back over more than 10 years. And so Mutual Trust took advantage of that those strong investment results for new money coming into the company. And we just revamped our dividend scale in 2016 and increased it substantially. So we just passed all those investment returns on to the client, and it worked out fantastically. So a lot that I could dive into as far as Mutual Trust and the different solutions we have to offer, but let's get to the topic at hand today. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our, what we call it, smart money solution or legacy asset solution. And we're going to look at the client that we're focusing on, the solutions that we have for it. We'll take a look at an illustration and a case study, and the different ways that we can solve this issue. And this is really a great concept to introduce a whole life into your planning, your financial planning, and introduce your clients to whole life. It's simple, but it's powerful. And again, with so many carriers getting out of this space, it's getting really interesting for us and very exciting for Mutual Trust. And hopefully we can help you and your clients as well. So we're looking at individuals who are older. These do tend to be modified endowment contracts. So if you're younger, modified endowment contracts are great in the right scenario, but when you're younger, they tend to not be, because of you don't have that tax favored treatment that you typically have with participating or with cash value life insurance. But with these particular clients, it is an appropriate fit. They're older, they value access to the money over return. They want a solid return, but that's not their primary focus. They want guarantees. They want to know this money is going to be there and that they're going to be able to get to it when they need it. Because what they ultimately want to do is leave it to their children or grandchildren, but they want to maintain that access to it just in case, for the what if. These clients do need to be in decent health. This is life insurance, after all. Because what are their objectives? Their objectives are, again, they want to leave this money to their children or grandchildren, as I already said, and that's why those strong guarantees are so important. That's why they want to know it's going to be there, and why it needs to be accessible for that what if. And the what if could be, what if they get sick? What if they need in-home care or nursing home care? And we've had clients who wouldn't qualify for long-term care, for example. The benefit I'm going to mention here, it's called chronic illness benefit. We've had clients who wouldn't qualify for long-term care, but they could qualify for a chronic illness benefit. Now, the chronic illness benefit is not a replacement for long-term care, because with long-term care, you know exactly what you're getting, what it's for. The chronic illness benefit, there's no fee for it, and you don't know exactly how much you're going to get. So that's why it's not a replacement. It's a good alternative for those clients who just are not going to get long-term care for whatever reason, or do not qualify for long-term care. And again, they want that competitive rate of return. So where are these clients keeping their smart money assets? They're keeping it in CDs, savings accounts, money market accounts, sometimes in annuities. And maybe they'll receive an inheritance or a windfall from a relative, and that just ends up in one of these other accounts above, right? CDs, money markets, annuities. And what do these all have in common? They're all guaranteed. They're all, safe. They have accessibility. Some have a little less accessibility than others. And but what they do not have are additional benefits, and they don't have any leverage on the funds that are in these accounts. Annuities, for example, are fantastic accumulation vehicles and fantastic distribution vehicles, but they're not great transfer vehicles, because at the end, you do have the taxes that come out. Tax deferred is not tax free, and so ultimately you do have those taxes and you have no additional benefits. So we're just trying to match up the right solution with the right client here and what their objectives are. And that solution, in our case, is single premium whole life. You have the guaranteed death benefit, so that has an immediate increase in value to the children and grandchildren in the form of that income tax-free death benefit. You have strong early guaranteed cash values, and with no surrender charges, as you'll see. I'm going to show you an illustration. And it provides that peace of mind that that they're guaranteed and it's going to grow. There are dividends that are also added on top of that, but we're not going to talk about those. I'll show them to you, but we're not focusing on that with this concept. We are looking at the guarantees, and so you can tell the client in any given year exactly how much they're going to have in their policy at a minimum. They also have that liquidity. Again, they can access the funds. Mutual Trust has very lenient, generous fund access to the cash values. And so, you can get a policy in force, and in 10 days, you can request a loan against the cash value. We also have that chronic illness rider for the what if. So they can accelerate that death benefit if their own doctor says that they are unable to do 2 of the activities of daily living, bathing, transfer, feeding, clothing. And they can accelerate anywhere from 5% to 24% of the death benefit each year, on up to $1 million of death benefit each year, until that death benefit's depleted down to $10,000. Now, they can take that money as a lump sum, or they can take it as a monthly distribution. It's up to them. And then each year they have to recertify it by their doctor, saying again they're still unable to do the ADLs, or they suffer severe cognitive impairment. Now, we do have multiple options for this solution, and I'm going to focus on one, but I'll just mention the others in a moment here. So, have we taken care of our client? Yes, she's very happy. She's hula hooping. We're going to leave an income tax-free benefit to her grandchildren. She has those strong guarantees that she's looking for. Access to the funds. Yes, you do. And a competitive rate of return, especially in this interest rate environment that we're in. And protection for that what if. She has access either to the cash value, or she can accelerate the death benefit if she's having health issues. And she's happy. Sorry. And we made her happy, so we're all good there. So now we have the 3 solutions that I mentioned we have the Horizon Legacy, which is the one we're going to focus on today. And that really provides the cash value really early on, and strong cash value, as the other solution does as well. The Horizon Legacy, however, we can issue up to age 85, and that's the oldest issue age in our portfolio. So you're going to catch a lot of individuals there, and that's really, it's a simple solution. You know, one premium goes in, and that's it, you're done. The other solution is Horizon Value, and we use what's called a paid up additions rider. And if you're familiar with paid up additions rider, they're like a single premium solution, but there's more liquidity features in it. You can withdraw money out very, very quickly on those, and it's also only age up to about 70. So a little more limited there as far as who we can use the solution for. You don't have to know that, because we'll be able to tell you which solution is the best fit for your client, but we do have more. And then we have a non-MEC alternative, which basically, with as little as 2 annual premium payments, you could have a non-modified endowment contract. This would be obviously for the younger clients with a longer time horizon, and they do have a cash value focus, and they can withstand some fluctuation in the death benefit. But that is a solution that we have, and you know, a non-MEC with just 2 premium payments just shows you the kind of flexibility that Mutual Trust has built in to their portfolio. It's not just the design of the portfolio, but how Mutual Trust lets you utilize parts together to create the solutions for your clients that they're looking for. Now, before I go into underwriting a little bit there, I'm going to flip over to the illustration that I mentioned. And this is our Horizon Legacy, and hopefully you can see that. And we have, you can see this is our basic illustration. So the dividends are going to be included here. I'm going to show you the dividends first. You know, it's again, not the focus here, but I'll just show them to you to prove to you that we have them. And then I'm going to slip down to the guaranteed version. So this is our grandmother. She's 60 years old, non-tobacco. Now the premium we use is $100,000. And this works at much lower levels. As a matter of fact, you can go down to a death benefit on this product of $5,000. So while this is not a final expense product, if you have a healthy client who's a little patient and doesn't mind going through some underwriting, you could get a great product at a better price, a better single premium, I should say, a better price. But if you take a look, what we're doing, Mr. and Mrs. Client, is we have found a solution that's more in line with what you are trying to accomplish. We will take some of the funds or all the funds from your savings account or annuity or CD, and we will transfer it from the bank, which is a financial institution, over to a participating whole life carrier, which is also a financial institution. However, this financial institution uses actuarial science to provide the benefits that you are looking for your children and your grandchildren. All right, then, and that actuarial science means that you're going to receive an increase in value for your beneficiaries, because they're able to spread risk over generations, and a bank does not do that. So, at least not in the way that we do it. So what we have here is $100,000 going in by the end of age 61. Guaranteed value is just about $95,000. So in return for the increase in value of $99,000, a little over that, they're giving them access to 5. All right, but by the next year they have $97,000, $99,000. The interest rate on this, by the way, is 3% with the new revisions. 3%, but that's only half the story. It's really, how do you position the expense and you know, charges and things like that, and we're pushing them up pretty early in the, or pretty pushing up that cash value in the early years by adjusting those other parts of the equation, right? So you have all your money back roughly by the end of year 3. Year 4, you have a gain, and it just keeps growing from there. And again, it's a decent rate of return, but we're not trying to shoot the lights out on this. We're providing guarantees. These clients want guarantees, and that's what we're providing. And the cool thing about the guarantees in whole life is they are always understated, because once a dividend is paid, it moves to the guaranteed column. So each year, if you sell on the guarantees, you're going to look like a hero, because we've paid dividends every single year since 1909. And so while they are not guaranteed, odds are pretty good they're going to get a dividend. So now if we move down to, and just to show you the dividends, they increase the value all the way through. By year 6, we're over $200,000 on that death benefit. So let's go down to the guaranteed side. So I took out, the supplemental illustration, which shows only guaranteed values. You can see there I've taken out the dividends. I'm assuming this client is never going to get a dividend, which that is not going to happen, but just to show you the power of the guarantees. Cash value, again, up to almost break even at the end of year 3. By year 4, she has a gain, and it just keeps growing from there. The death benefit will never go down, and anytime a dividend is paid, it will go up. And that increases the value of everything they do, including that chronic illness benefit. So we have a better solution for the client. They have more benefits for their children or grandchildren. They have more benefits for themselves with the chronic illness benefit, and better access to that cash value, because this cash value is accessible immediately through loans. Okay, it is possible to withdraw it out, but it's an administrative thing that you would have to go through. But a lot of times, what we might be ended up doing, if she's going to access the cash value, is accelerate the chronic illness benefit. But if she does need to get these funds, she can definitely do it. And again, after 10 days, you can take your first loan. Now, a neat little trick with MAC is that if you access money through a loan before there's a gain, there's no tax, because there's no gain. And as long as you pay the interest that's due each year, there will still be no gain, because unpaid interest in whole life insurance is considered by the feds to be a distribution. So you could access the funds without tax implications, even if it's a MAC, as long as you take the loan out right away and pay the interest due each year. All right, and that works out for some individuals very well. We actually just, looks like we just sold $1 million case through an IAMS advisor just last week. So it's a great, happened to be a great solution for him. He's a rhythm and blues artist. He had a lawsuit with his record company, and they paid out a big settlement for him, and he's setting aside some for his children and grandchildren, so it worked out perfect. Now, that $1 million case, that's awesome. That's a dream case. You don't have to do $1 million, but just to give you an example of how great this can work for some people who are looking for unique ways that they can still, he's going to take a loan and pay off debt right away. So, and he'll be able to do that income tax free. So pretty cool solution there. One last thing before I show you our conference that we're going to have. Let me go right to here. We do have telemed underwriting. So if the client is 18 to 50, the death benefit is $1 million or less, and they are standard or better, we can just have a paramed call your client and do the underwriting over the phone, no visit from a paramed. And so that's worked out very well in this whole COVID environment. And we also do have DocuSign, and we have our own DocuSign. You can use your own to get the signatures and dates and everything on the applications. We are rolling out eApp in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that as well. We're going to have a true eApp, so we'll catch up to everybody else in this space, as far as what we're supposed to do. So we are going to Ireland next year, and we have fantastic conferences. We're very old school in this regard. You're treated like kings and queens. You get used to having hors d'oeuvres and drinks everywhere you go. It's 4 to 6 nights of scheduled and unscheduled fun, depending on your qualification level. And you even get a meal card to go out and buy and drink whatever you want. And so it's really first rate. And again, we're going to Ireland next year. Now, if you sign up through IAMS and you're at the writing agent level, we double your credit for the first 4 months. So if you are just doing the normal qualification for a writing agent is $80,000 in base premium for the first year agent. All right, but since we double the credit, you could go to Ireland with $40,000 of base premium production. Just $40,000 could get you to Ireland. So that's very reasonable. And the individual who's working on this case right now, the one I just mentioned to you, he'll immediately qualify for conference with that one case. But I mean, if you do, a few $20,000 premiums, you're there. So it's very reasonable, especially if you get your business lined up before you sign up, and then you have those 4 months to get that placed and that double credit. So you'll be in good shape. So I encourage you to take a look at that. I mean, a lot of people are very excited about this destination. It's a bucket list destination. I'm excited about it. I hope I get to go. I have to qualify too. But again, single premium is a great way to introduce mutual trust and whole life into your financial planning. And I hope you can take advantage of it. We do have a sales development team that's happy to run illustrations for you. And I'm sure Tony is also happy to take those calls as well. Tony, that's all I have. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, let's see here. We do have some questions. All right, there's a question. How can I see the whole portfolio for mutual trust?
I will send that out, and Tony, you can forward it out to everybody if you like.
Okay. And reading through these. Okay, qualifications for this again. I'm assuming qualifications for the trip. Is there a sales piece on that I can send out as well?
Yes, I'll forward that out.
Okay, so I'll make sure that I get that to the person that requested that. Let's see. All right, got that. Uh-oh. Kip, someone said this was a great presentation, so I'm going to let you take credit for that.
Awesome, thanks.
All right, here's a good one because this one always comes up every now and again. How do you define chronic illness versus LTC?
Okay, so great question. Chronic illness benefit I can tell you our case. I don't know all the variations of chronic out there. So with mutual trust, it is based on a diagnosis by their own doctor as being unable to do 2 of the activities of daily living, 6, or suffer severe cognitive impairment. With our chronic illness benefit, there is no charge for the premium, additional charge for premium or anything like that. It's just issued with all of our whole life policies that are rated table 4 or better. You automatically get it. That's better than the industry standard, by the way, which is standard or better. So we go down to table 4. And so you don't have any charge for this chronic illness benefit unless you use it. And the way the charge comes out is through an actuarial adjustment down on the death benefit. So if they qualify for the chronic illness benefit and use it, we're going to decrease their death benefit to their children and grandchildren in the background. And that's done on an actuarial basis. So those are a couple differences. So no premium, and you don't know, and you're going to get an adjustment down on your death benefit. The other difference is you don't know exactly how much you're going to get. It depends on how long the policy is in force before they take advantage. So if you try to get the maximum annual distribution on it, which is 24%, you'll probably get the full 24% of the death benefit that first year. You might even get that full 24% the second year, but the third year it's going to be less because that adjustment is happening in the background on the death benefit, so it's not going to be there to take. So you're going to get something less, as opposed to long-term care, which you know exactly what you're getting when you buy it. So that's the trade-off. Now, another important difference is that long-term care is written for morbidity, and the chronic illness benefit that we have is written for mortality. That means that more people can qualify for the chronic illness benefit than will qualify from care. I think I may have mentioned we had an individual who had Parkinson's, and he did not qualify for long-term care, but since Parkinson's does not figure into mortality, we were able to give him our chronic illness benefit. on our policy, and so he wouldn't have qualified for long-term care at all. So hopefully that's not too wordy and answers your question.
And just to be clear, this is not a long-term care rider. These are living benefits that are built into the product, correct?
Exactly. It's not long-term care. It's chronic illness benefit.
Okay.
Hopefully a lot of difference there.
All right. And I got another one. What are the underwriting requirements for individuals that are over 70?
So underwriting requirements in general, probably it just depends. I don't know how to answer the question. It's kind of broad. We are, middle of the road when it comes to underwriting, but I don't have any particular like bullets on somebody over 70 and what that needs to look like. We have a very open communication with our underwriting team, and we don't hide them, behind the curtain or anything like that. So if you have a case that you want to, submit anonymously, if you'd like, I have advisors who do that all the time. Where, I have a client, he has, he's on this prescription medication, he had this in his past, and we can fly that up the flagpole, have one of our advisors or our underwriters look at it and give us a underwriting estimate on it. Or you can just call and we can set up a call and you can talk to them.
Okay. All right. Well, that looks like that is the last question that we have. Let me double check. There was someone that asked for a copy of the presentation. Just so that you know, for the person that asked that, we will have the recording up here on our YouTube channel, but I'll make sure to get that link emailed over to you. So,
yeah.
And so there was a follow-up to that underwriting question, and they were saying, so paramed, personal health interview, doctor records, things like that's going to be dependent upon the questions that are answered on the application as well as what's on the MIB. Would that be a good assumption?
Yes, that is
Okay.
that's a good assumption. And regarding records, geez, time kills all deals, and APSs are out of our control, so we try to avoid them. But yes, that's
okay. And yeah, I spoke too soon. There's another one. Turnaround time, linked on writing the app as opposed to it being issued. And for keep things kind of simplistic, let's say that we've got a clean app with no medical issues. What would you say the turnaround time would be? Because obviously someone that has adverse health issues, additional records need to be obtained, so on and so forth. But for clean app where we don't have major medical issues, what are we looking at on average?
Average is about 18 days.
Okay.
We've had these issued in 2, but 18 is the average.
Can you start as low as 10,000 on single premium? What's the minimum?
The minimum death benefit is actually 5,000, so you could go quite a bit lower.
Okay. So when you say minimum death benefit of 5,000, it has to be a lump sum that would generate at least a $5,000 death benefit?
That's correct. I think the absolute rock bottom is $300.
Okay. All right. All right, got that one answered. Looks like that's it. Kip, thank you so much. For those of you that are still on the call, if you have additional questions, you can reach out to me, Justin, or Beth. They are also life sales directors, and as you see, their emails here. Or you can reach out to us by calling the 800-255-5055 number and ask for the life department. But again, you can either ask for myself, Justin, or Beth. And for this content, along with other content that we have available, you can follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn. There is our Facebook link as well as our LinkedIn link. Great content on both platforms. So, Kip, any final words?
Just thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully look forward to working with you guys in the future and seeing you in Ireland. And thank you, Tony, for hosting the call.
Kip, thank you. I'll await that additional information. And for those of you that wanted that information, we'll make sure to get that out to you today. And with that, I want to thank everybody for attending, and you guys have a great week.